federal government has insisted on suspending the microblogging site Twitter unless they meet 3 criteria before the suspension will be lifted. Some lawmakers continue to kick against the decision of the federal government, citing loss of jobs and businesses influenced through the use of the Twitter handle.
The suspension is indefinite, it's not banned, and we say the doors are not closed. We are willing to speak to Twitter. Twitter has written a letter seeking for government dialogue, and just today I did issue a statement in which I announced the government team that is ready to meet Twitter, chaired by my humble self with the Minister of Justice, Minister of Communication, Minister of Works and Housing, the Minister of Labor, State Labor, and I think, yes, and some, agencies of government. When I leave here, I intend to see whether we can have a preliminary meeting of that committee. So we hope that the committee will be able to move fast, and that the committee will have good dialogue and understanding with the Twitter. But like we said, there are 2 basic things that Twitter or any OTT or social media needs to do. They must first be registered as a Nigerian company, after which they will apply for a license. Other conditions will come up as we go along.
However, some lawmakers do not share this view as they question the intentions of the federal government, stating that a ban may be a symptom of terrorism.
We have to wait for Mr. President's tweet to be taken down before the nation came to the realization that certain things have been going wrong, perhaps in the social media space? Or did we have to wait for the tweet to be taken down for us to rediscover these laws and all of these sections that we have clearly put out today from your address, Honorable Minister? Honorable Minister, there were 3 or 4 issues Mr. Chairman raised from the Speaker's speech, which you needed to answer to, but I'm sure you attempted to. He talked of the issues of the objective, talked of issue of duration. You talked of objective, but you avoided duration. You talked of intention. Yes, you browsed on intention, but you avoided benefits of this action to Nigerians. So, Mr. Minister, sir, my constituents are as unhappy as others in this country, and they have asked me to plead on their behalf with the federal government through you to look at these issues and in reasonable time so that we can resolve it and look at options that could make people function effectively.
Sometimes there is what you call claim of right made in bad faith. You may well have a legal platform upon which to anchor that action, but the circumstances was, with all due respect, suspect. And that is why you have everybody alluding to the the Trump's, the action taken against Trump. If you had been proactive, with all due respect, you wouldn't allow all these infractions to go on unchecked until the president's tweet was taken down. Because what you have done, whether you like it or not, sir, looks like some symptoms of emerging totalitarianism.
If the minister did not ban the tweet by the instruction of the president, the kind of insult to the sovereignty of Nigeria we have from the users of tweet would be more dangerous than what we are facing now. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria first. Nigeria first. Sometimes when I'm reading tweets, I'm disappointed with the youths. We are the future of Nigeria. Look, I went to a unity school, Federal Government College Kwali. When people from Southeast are coming, we line up shouting. They are coming with their bosses, but that thing is missing. Why? Why are we bringing issues, trying to cause confusion where there is no confusion? It's just interest. For God's sake, what's social media? Are we eating social media? Let's go back to the resources and harvest it, my brothers. And let's keep this thing aside and face the real problem we are facing in Nigeria.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has given conditions for the lifting of the suspension imposed on Twitter by the federal government as he's tagging social media handle as a tool of destabilization. His insistence is coming within the backdrop of the interference between the House Committees on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values, Telecommunication, and the Committee on Justice.
For your very incisive questions, I want to make two clarifications. The first is that we did not ban Twitter. We simply suspended indefinitely the activities of Twitter. The second is that we did not suspend the activities of Twitter because they deleted Mr. President's tweet. Not at all. We are very unambiguous on why we suspended Twitter. I will now go to answer the questions, and then, of course, the one that bothers Mr. Chairman on the duration, I will also answer that, inshallah. Yes, the first question is, what have we taken into consideration Nigerians doing business on Twitter? And the answer is yes. It's because there's a country called Nigeria that people can do business on any platform. And this is very, very fundamental. Two, we did not, there are other platforms, Facebook, Google Hangout, WhatsApp, for people to use. But in a matter of national security, individual interests will lag behind.
Recall that in the aftermath of the Twitter ban by the federal government, the Speaker constituted a committee to interface with the federal government to know the reason for the decision. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.